Yo, Spunky, what are you doing, dog? You sniffing ass?
How's it going, guys? So I wanted to make a little bit of a different video today. So it's regarding Watch Dogs 3, and I personally believe so it will be in fact coming out in 2019, this year, yeah, but I'm gonna be much later down the line, perhaps like in November or something. So if you did not know, Watch Dogs 2 actually came out about 3 years ago, and I personally think as well, and I'm pretty sure many other have said it themselves, that Watch Dogs 2 was a step up compared to what was Watch Dogs 1. Watch Dogs 1, very first time when it was revealed, it was something everybody thought is going to be something revolutionary, because the quality and the graphics standpoint of it, it looked phenomenal. And I obviously, I was one of those people as well, like saying, wow, I could not believe it, and I was very excited for it. But then, personally, I did not get into the excitement too much, that I was not disappointed from Watch Dogs 1, even though it was a bit too bare bones for me, or for my liking anyway. So when Watch Dogs 2 came out, I have actually enjoyed it so much that I went for the Platinum Trophy, and also I've ended up getting a Season Pass. Even though Season Pass, they're not really worth it, especially for Watch Dogs 2. I do not know about the Watch Dogs 1 because I did not bother with that far point anyway. But Watch Dogs 2, I personally think was a lot better. If you did not know, there were a lot of rumors going on regarding Watch Dogs 3 having to be placed in London. And there was actually a bit of a tease going on at the very end of the campaign mission, and I actually have made about this the video as well, and it was about a few months back already, maybe even a year at this point it seems like. And so yes, I personally think that we're going to be going towards London. That's going to be where we are going to be taking our hands on and hacking some stuff that we want to be a part of. Personally as well, I do want to mention some of the improvements and the implementations that this game required. For example, I think that the goofiness, first of all, I think it needs to remain here. On a serious note as well, I do personally think that the story needs to go similar route as did Watch Dogs 2. Personally, I actually really enjoyed the story in Watch Dogs 2 more than I did in Watch Dogs 1. Because Watch Dogs 1, the guy, the main guy, the protagonist, he was always like so moody, always so secretive, so boring. And it was just like, no, it does not really work. So this time we play as Marcus, and so I really enjoyed playing as him as well, because the way he actually optimizes the way of his melee combat and uses a freaking ball with the rope, it's weird. I actually kind of enjoyed it. It's quirky, as I mentioned, it's weird, and I really think it works. Hacking has been improved, that you can pretty much anything hacking in your vicinity, but this time around I think they could bring up to the step further down the line. Perhaps maybe hack a whole damn town, hack a whole map, if that's impossible. Obviously, there need to be some kind of limitations to it for you to be able to do that, but a lot of the stuff that was done right in Watch Dogs 2 needs to be going into this one, the Watch Dogs 3. I personally think that the game will have indeed enough time for it to cook up and publish, to develop. 3 years when Watch Dogs 1 came out, 3 years it took for Watch Dogs 2 to come out, and now it's 3 years for Watch Dogs 3. I think there's plenty of time and room for it to be an impressive game, so to say, if that makes sense. One other thing I do want to emphasize on the parkour. I personally think that the parkour system needs to improve substantially even more. Watch Dogs 1 did okay, it wasn't revolutionary or anything like that. Watch Dogs 2 looked more fluent, but I don't particularly think it ran particularly fluid. Not on the console degree I'm talking about, not with the engineering component, but the way you run as a character. You do those fancy moves, but you still somewhat felt a little bit slow. personally. I still think that we need to have a more on the speed variant on your character. Don't go over the top like Assassin's Creed Odyssey does, because, you know, for example, you fall from the very high skyscraper or whatever, you don't take any damage at all. That's just what you teleport. No. Don't go that far. That's way too damn weird and does not even go. Also, one other thing that Assassin's Creed Odyssey does very poorly is being an Assassin's Creed game. It's not an Assassin's Creed game. It's completely different. And Watch Dogs 3 should be going with the follow roots from the Watch Dogs 2 and the first one as well. If you did not know, I think it was Aiden Pierce? Was his name Aiden? God, it's been a while since I played it, haven't I? So yeah, Aiden, they need to make, all of them need to make an appearance. I do not personally know how they will be making a cameo, for example, in the Watch Dogs 3 in London, mind you, because, you know, California and then going to San Francisco, I believe, so that was in Watch Dogs 2 setting, but now it's going to be in London. I personally do not really like the setting in London. That's just personal preference. I would have preferred much more somewhere in America. But, you know, maybe they will do something revolutionary and very interesting. I am definitely digging that then, because I do want to see it. Perhaps maybe go crazy and go to Russia. I'm not too sure how that will work personally, but I think, you know, people, the developers, they're very clever people. They will know what to, you know, make some things up, and, you know, not everything has to be exactly as the way it is shown or presented itself as it does in the real world. Obviously, no game out there that does that, and still there are some kind of degree to the realism that you can take as far as you can. Red Dead Redemption 2 is the big problem with it, that it takes the realism too far, that it becomes boring. But still, that's, again, this is very personal preference. I think that, okay, maybe I will say, perhaps maybe improve the shooting. I like the don't get me wrong, the shooting in Watch Dogs 2 was pretty good. Like, it wasn't revolutionary or anything like that. Oh, yes, driving needs to be substantially improved. Watch Dogs 2 did improve it from Watch Dogs 1, just a bit. That doesn't feel like a lot though. But my god, Watch Dogs 3 need to improve the driving. Driving feels shitty in Watch Dogs 1 or 2. Sure, it feels like, you know, it feels on point, but it feels cartoony, if that makes any sense, because such a realism that you can actually have from this game, that you feel like you're part of the world, you're a hacker, you're parkour, you're a fighter, you're a shooter, you're a killer. So wait, do you even have any weaknesses, as it seems like? Give our own protagonist some kind of weakness that maybe an enemy could go and take an advantage of us. There has been a lot of stuff already done with this in sort of attention in the video games before, not even Watch Dogs an example, but maybe let our characters to become from what he was from day one, let's say, right, until the very end of the game, and you can see how he makes his growth, right? Maybe it should not perhaps be like a from bad to good, maybe it was from good to bad. You know, have that choice for us, and that would be, I think, personally cool. Okay, one other thing, I do not want to play as a female. Okay, I'm not talking about because wherever, you know, those female or this controversy going on in video games. No, not that. If you want to give us a protagonist of a female, then give us a choice of a male and a female. We choose, okay? But also, it needs to make sense. Assassin's Creed Odyssey does not make sense with a female or a male protagonist. It really doesn't. You know what I'm talking about if you're up to the news and the power of the Assassin's Creed Odyssey and the controversies that's going on for that game. Watch Dogs 2 should not have a solely female-orientated game, you know, as the main protagonist. It should not. Give us a choice, or just go with the male. Because, like Gears of War does it very poorly. Gears of War 1, 2, 3, 4 all do it, and there are many others obviously. They all do it like, you know, you're a male protagonist, you kind of, you know, you play as a male. And then Gears 5 comes out and you're a female, you play as female, as Kate. What the fuck? Nobody likes this, it's stupid. If you want to have a game that orientates as a female protagonist, make a brand new IP that will be, you know, a female protagonist. Sure. For example, a game called Control. That's the brand new IP, and it's going to be all about a female. You play as her and some weird stuff going on. And okay, that's fine, that's perfect. I'll give it a shot, I'll try it out. I want to see how it plays and stuff. Give us a choice, that's important. Or just continue on going with the male, because if there's going to be a change or some kind of shift going towards from a male, twice in fact we've been, and going into a female, I don't personally think it will work. I don't know. Maybe it would not work, maybe it would work, but maybe this, like I mentioned, I do want it to be a little quirky and weird side as well, but not too far. Don't take it too far. That's important in my personal preference. One thing as well, if being in a place of London and you play as a protagonist, who would you actually be able to play as? Because there's a lot of people of different nationalities that are in England as well. They're Polish, there's English themselves, Americans, there's like Germans as well. Like I said, multinational country as well, England is. Like, obviously, there's much more to it. So, who would make more sense to play as in that setting? I think I'm going to trigger someone. I personally think it would be a better choice, personally. A white male, I guess, because we played as a white male in the Watch Dogs 1, we played as a black male on the Watch Dogs 2, I loved playing as Marcus, he was an awesome guy, I love him, and Watch Dogs 3, I don't know, I think it might be a white male, or just give us a choice, white male and a white female, just, make sure that works. I don't know. This is just a personal wish list preference thingamabob that I would love to see in Watch Dogs 3, especially when there was so many rumors already going on through it. And yeah, it's most likely will be happening in London. I do not know how it will play out. Not many games are concentrated in the city of London, well, even though Assassin's Creed Syndicate wasn't there, but that's a whole lot of story to a different day. And there are so many other games as well that are orientated in London. I believe so. It was like The Order 1887 or something. I think it was in London as well. But anyway, there are a lot of games that are concentrated in London. I was personally thinking it might have been a better choice, maybe. In a different country, completely new, maybe in Spain, maybe in Ireland. Ireland would be kind of boring, to be personally honest. I lived there for 10 years, so I know what I'm talking about. And pretty gloomy as well with the weather. Anyway, but basically, maybe go a little crazy. Go to Poland, maybe go to Estonia, where I'm from. Maybe go to Russia, as I mentioned at the beginning. I don't know, just, don't stay in America all the time. And I mean, they've done it so many times in America, and I love being there as well as playing as the setting. I love being a part of it. San Francisco, it was new to me, and I loved it, especially there were so many memorable things that you can check out. It's definitely a lot of fun in that fact as well, taking pictures and selfies and that good stuff. Loved it. Oh yes, and perhaps maybe Australia. How about that? Maybe, I think Australia could work in Sydney. I don't know. This is just an idea. Anyway, I think I'm done rambling. Tell me down in the comments, what would you like to see Watch Dogs 3 setting to be based at? I understand the leaks and rumors are, maybe not leaks, but rumors are going towards the London. But maybe in Watch Dogs 4 or 5, wherever, right? Where would you like a game to take place at? Sydney, London, continue on from there, somewhere in America, maybe South America, like Antarctica. That would be insane. Canada, perhaps, somewhere in Europe. Who knows? Anyway, thank you so much for watching, like and subscribe. I see you guys later. Have an awesome day, and yeah, have a good one.